You're very welcome back to Red Business in Focus with Cork's local enterprise offices, where we are bringing you all the business news, speaking to inspiring entrepreneurs and sharing business success stories. This week, we've got Alice Darcy of STEAM Education Limited and Wesley Bateman of MEP. And we can't wait to hear Alice's story because she's working with hundreds of schools and 50 plus science, engineering and energy companies just like Wesley's around Ireland to support enhanced education. You are both very welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. You've got a big box of tricks here. I'm going to get into the box of tricks in just a minute, Alice. But first of all, in 30 seconds or less, tell us what you do.
Well, Jonathan, we are called STEAM Education, so our whole mission is to inspire children to love STEAM subjects. That's science, technology, engineering, arts and maths. So we make programs like come in the box here, and then we match STEM companies with primary schools, and we support the scientists and engineers to work with the teachers and inspire the children. So we work with hundreds of companies and schools all over the country in a real company-school partnership model.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Under 30 seconds as well. I like it. Well done. So what's in the box?
What's in the box? Everything from the Big Bang to human biology in this particular box. So we have the whole series. We've got engineering in a box, which is the one that Wesley and the engineering companies run. We have a few science in a box programs, climate action in a box. But basically, STEAM approaches use both creativity and critical thinking in all subjects. So it's a really holistic, participatory approach, really fun, hands-on things for the kids to do. And then working with the engineers and scientists, they get a real flavour, like a mini apprenticeship.
Now, the thing is, we do teach science in school. It's already a source
We do.
And a course on the curriculum. So what do you guys do above and beyond, and why should people go that extra mile?
Well, it might shock people to know that there is still only 1 hour a week assigned for science teaching in upper primary schools. Schools are under pressure to meet all of their curriculum guidelines. The teachers don't really get enough training in these areas, so they really welcome the support from qualified people in science and engineering. So they also love just that we've research backed it. Like I work with a multidisciplinary team. We have cutting edge research, but turned into something that the kids can relate to.
And it's fun.
It's fun, yeah, absolutely, it's fun.
Yeah. There's no point in making science boring because it's not really good crack then. Wesley, tell us a little bit about your involvement. So where do you guys come in?
So we're an engineering design house. We work in the medical device, pharmaceutical, semiconductor industry. Linda from STEM approached us over 6 years ago at this stage. We were a young company and we're trying to grow engineers. And basically this is Engineering in a Box is about promoting engineering to school kids and especially girls at the age of 10 years old, to try and convince them that engineering isn't just someone standing with a shovel per se, that engineering is very enjoyable career. There's loads of opportunities. There's a vast variety of engineering, and the Engineering in a Box course that we deliver is a 10-week course that we deliver to 4th class, and you basically show them all the different forms of engineering. From the first week is infrastructure, you bring them through electronic engineering and all the various forms, including environmental, etc. And it just shows them each week what engineers do, how engineers solve problems, and basically you bring them through the engineering process to solve the problems.
You see, the critical thing normally when it comes to education, where education kind of falls down, is it fails to show you the practical application of what you're doing. So you can understand the science of something, but you don't understand how it relates to you and how you go about your day. I mean, how much of the science that you guys use on a daily basis was explained to you properly when you were in primary school?
Virtually zero. And the benefit, exactly what you said, the practical side of this, in the box that you get and the 10-week class that you deliver, you get projects that they deliver, and you know yourself, telling something to someone is one thing. When they actually do the practical side of it and do the projects at the end of the class or during the class, they really have fun and it's engaging, and you work with them to deliver it, and it's very enjoyable, and you get the most out of the kids.
This particular program obviously is designed to engage children. It's really, really important that you do that, but it's a business at the same time. So who pays for it? Who actually puts the boxes in?
Wesley yeah. So we have about 40 companies that we work with in Cork alone. Now we do also work all over the country, including in the north of Ireland. So essentially we would either cold call STEM companies, or well, like Wesley came to us. So the more our name gets out there, the more companies are coming to us to really engage with their corporate social responsibility. Energy companies have community benefit obligations. Lots of companies have really strong ethos of making sure there is a long-term engagement.
But it's not just altruism. There's a practical application to this. You're trying to get young people as well as girls. Let's face it, you know, STEM has always been targeted at young girls in particular to show how relevant it is to them. Like, there is a very real reason why this is important, and that's presumably why you got involved.
Oh, absolutely. And I come from a science background, so I've always loved it. It always astounds me when people don't like science. And I worked...
It just wasn't taught properly.
yeah. So I worked in education a lot. I worked in stop motion animation and arts in parallel to doing science. So for me, this was really bringing a lot of stuff that I was passionate about together into something that could be spread out to schools all over the country. And then, so there's obviously the benefit for the schools and the children, but absolutely the benefit for the companies is the long-term investment in creating people who will come in either as graduates or apprentices. Like, it's not about making like the super brains. It's not about all getting PhDs in science or engineering. It's just giving kids an opportunity to understand that there's so many careers.
Another option,
there are other options. You know, there's a lot of ways you can get into it.
You benefited from the Grad Start programme with the Leo, didn't you?
Yeah, so Leo have been really good in the last few years now with several grants and for e-commerce, but also for the Grad Start. So we've got a really great person now who's joined the team recently through that scheme, and that's working out really well. Yeah, it's really supportive.
And ultimately, Wesley, at the end of the day, you're looking for staff in a few years. You're looking for people who are going to be good engineers and who are going to help you grow your business, sustain your business, come up and deal with the next big thing. So they're in classrooms right now.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's working. I taught my own eldest son 3 years ago. He just started first year in Ashton, and of all the kids, St. Luke's is the school that we sponsor. And of the all 8 kids that went from St. Luke's to Ashton, all of them are now taking engineering as their first choice in school, and 5 of those are girls. Which before that, and some of the parents that come up to you after say they never thought their son or daughter would be into it. But again, because they've had the exposure to it and the knowledge of it, they're now taking on hopefully into the next, and in 10 years' time from where they are now, hopefully they'll be knocking on our door for interviews.
Brilliant. Okay, they'll probably demand huge fees now, so just be careful what you wish for. Yeah, it might come true. As long as they're going to...
At least if they're there, there's an option.
You'll pay for quality.
There you go.
Always pay for quality. Look, it's brilliant. Thank you so much for coming in and explaining it to us today and the real business application. What's the website if people need to...
Is www.steam-ed.ie.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for joining us, folks.
Thank you very much for having us.
And that is it for this week's episode of Red Business in Focus. Join us next week. We're going to be joined by Marek Szeptowski. Marek spotted a real gap in the market with health and safety training. And so Health and Safety Publications Limited was born. We're going to hear about what he does, but also about his newest project, which is called SamandSue.com, which is another way of helping children. And there's a range of children's books developed a sense of safety awareness in young children. It's a great story. We'll tell you about that one next week on Red Business in Focus, with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices.